Welcome to the deep dive. Ever thought about how just 1 year could potentially, reshape your whole future?
It's a powerful idea.
Yeah, and today we're really diving into that possibility specifically, the service year, and what happens when it, well, lands you somewhere completely new.
Right. Picture it. New place, using your skills, maybe figuring things out as you go.
Exactly. And our focus today is a really core part of that experience, the NYSC place of primary assignment, the PPA.
And it's crucial to understand this isn't just like a job posting. It's where you'll spend a huge chunk of your service year.
Really investing your time and energy.
Absolutely. Contributing to a community, getting that hands-on experience, and honestly, how you approach your PPA, it can make or break the entire year.
It really sets the tone.
It does. It turns potential hurdles into real growth moments.
I love that perspective. And we're basing this deep dive on a great resource, the NYSC PPA Guide, Maximizing Your Service Year from NYSC Genie.
A really comprehensive guide.
Definitely. So our goal here is simple. We want to give you the insights, the strategies to tackle your PPA journey feeling confident,
Turning those challenges we mentioned into actual opportunities.
making the absolute most of this really important time. So let's get into it. Where does this PPA journey actually start?
Okay, so typically it all kicks off on the very last day of the NYSC orientation course. That's the moment.
Right, when everything's wrapping up at camp.
Exactly. That's when you, as a core member, get your official posting letter. We call it the PPA letter.
And that's the key document, yeah. Tells you where you're headed.
Precisely. It's your official assignment. Now, what's interesting is how they decide. It's not just random.
Oh,
No, it's mainly based on two things. Your course of study from university
okay, makes sense.
and the actual needs within the state you've been deployed to. They're trying to match skills to requirements.
So there's a logic behind it. It sounds quite structured. How does that help the core member, practically speaking? Especially thinking about, the usual stress of finding work.
Well, that's a major benefit, actually. The whole process is designed to be pretty streamlined.
Less hassle, hopefully.
Right. It basically removes that immediate pressure of having to pound the pavement looking for a job right after camp.
Ah, okay.
You get a designated place to serve right from the start. It gives you a bit of stability, as you transition.
That must be a huge relief for many people. Now, what about relocation? If someone's gone through the official process to change states, does that change the PPA situation?
Yes. Good question. If you've officially relocated and you've reported in your new state, there's a potential advantage.
Oh, really? What kind of advantage?
Well, you can actually present a formal request letter from an organization.
A request letter.
Yeah, you give it to the NYSC officials in your new state. It's basically a letter from a company or organization saying they'd like you to be posted with them.
So an organization can sort of request you specifically.
Exactly. It's a formal appeal from them saying, hey, we want this particular core member. It doesn't guarantee you'll get posted there, but it can definitely influence the decision.
That's interesting. So it gives you a bit more potential say in where you end up if you've relocated.
It can, yeah. It's a useful tool if you have a specific place in mind in your new state, which kind of leads us to, well, what kinds of places are these PPAs anyway?
Good segue. Because the range is actually quite broad, isn't it? It's not just one type of workplace.
Not at all. NYSC PPAs cover a really wide spectrum. You see a lot of placements in education, for instance.
Right, like schools.
Yep, primary schools, secondary schools, even tertiary institutions, universities, polytechnics, colleges of education.
Okay, what else?
Hospitals and clinics are common too. And then there are the government ministries, departments, and agencies. MDAs, as they're often called.
Ah, yes, the MDAs. That could be anything from like the Ministry of Works to health or...
Exactly. All sorts of public service roles. And naturally, private companies are also in the mix across various industries.
So quite a lot of variety there.
Definitely. And while they might be less common, you do hear about placements in, say, high-profile sectors. Think oil companies, banks.
Hmm.
It's possible, though maybe not the norm.
Wow, okay. So the possibilities are quite diverse.
They really are. And the whole point of this diversity is to help you get practical skills, real-world exposure in different professional fields.
Taking that theory from uni and actually applying it.
That's the idea, putting it into practice.
Makes sense. So knowing there are all these options, what if the place you're initially assigned to, well, what if they reject you? Does that happen often?
It's actually pretty common for a PPA to reject a core member. And the first thing to understand is it's almost never personal.
Right, it's not about your qualifications or anything.
Rarely.
Hmm.
It usually boils down to practical reasons within the organization itself.
Like what sort of reasons?
Things like they just don't have the physical space or maybe suitable accommodation isn't available.
Okay, logistical issues. Okay.
Exactly. Or budget constraints. Maybe they can't afford the stipend or other support. Sometimes they're just overstaffed already, either with permanent staff or even too many other core members.
Right, they've hit their capacity.
Or perhaps they lack specific facilities needed for your skill set or just can't handle the number of people assigned. It's usually something practical like that.
That's reassuring in a way. It's not you, it's them. But here's the interesting part you mentioned earlier, turning that rejection into something positive.
Yes, this is where the mindset shift is crucial. Getting that initial rejection can feel like a setback, but it actually liberates you. It frees you up to actively look for a workplace that might be a much better fit.
How so? What are the potential upsides?
Well, think about it. You might find an organization that offers a higher local allowance or stipend,
Ah, better pay. Always nice.
or a work environment that's just more conducive to your learning or your field, maybe even just a location that's more convenient for you personally.
So you get to be more strategic.
Absolutely. That rejection letter becomes your pass to negotiate directly with other places. You can potentially secure a service here that's way more rewarding than your original assignment might have been.
That's a really powerful reframe. Okay, so the journey isn't fixed. Let's talk about actually changing your PPA. What if you've already been accepted, maybe even started, but things aren't working out, say within the same local government area?
Right, that can happen. In that scenario, you need a solid, valid reason.
Like what?
Could be issues like serious workplace conflict, maybe personal challenges that make it difficult to continue there. You need to present this reason clearly to your local government inspector, the LGI.
The LGI, they seem key in a lot of this.
They really are. They're your main NYSC contact point in that area. Now, changing after acceptance, admittedly, can be a bit tougher than changing right after a rejection,
More hurdles.
potentially.
Yeah.
But persistence is key. Clear communication with the LGI, explaining the situation. It can often work out.
Okay, persistence pays off. What if you want to move to a different local government, but still within the same state? Is that the same process?
Slightly different. For that kind of change, you typically need to get a request letter from the new organization you want to go to.
Ah, like the one we talked about for relocators.
Similar idea,
Yeah.
yes. And you usually submit that request letter directly at the NYSC State Secretariat, the main state office, rather than just the LGI.
Got it. State level for inter-LGA changes.
Yeah.
Now, what about those really unusual cases where a place accepts you, you start working, and then they reject you later on? That sounds awkward.
It's rare, but it happens. It can be unsettling, for sure.
What might cause that?
Often it stems from disagreements, maybe over what the core member feels are their rights, or perhaps clashes about workplace policies or expectations.
Tricky situations.
Yeah. In those cases, the employer usually handles the process of notifying NYSC directly that they're, well, terminating the posting.
And what's the takeaway for the core member there?
It really highlights how important it is to maintain professionalism even when things get difficult, and to try and understand the employer's expectations right from the beginning.
Good advice. Okay, another scenario. What if you want to leave your PPA, but they're being difficult? Like they just won't sign off on releasing you?
The uncooperative PPA. There's a process for that too.
What do you do?
You write a formal letter requesting reposting. Again, you submit this to your LGI.
And if they don't respond, or the PPA still drags its feet?
Here's a practical tip. Keep writing. Follow up politely but persistently. Many LGIs, after seeing consistent, polite requests, will eventually approve the change.
So polite persistence again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And importantly, this process puts the ball back in your court. Once you have that approval, you're free to find a better placement.
It gives you back control. Okay, let's circle back to that initial rejection. What if you get rejected and you think, you know what, I don't want NYSC to just send me somewhere else randomly. I want to find my own place. Can you do that?
Yes, absolutely. And this is often a really great strategy if you want to take real ownership of your service year.
How does it work?
So you get the rejection letter.
Hmm.
Instead of waiting for NYSC to reassign you, you start actively searching for organizations yourself.
Ones that align with your interests.
Precisely. Find places that match your goals, talk to them, discuss their terms, stipend, accommodation, work expected, etc.
And then?
If you find a good match and they agree to take you, you get a request letter from them.
Ah, that request letter again.
Yep. You take that letter to your LGI for their official approval.
And the benefit here is?
The benefit is huge. You get to tailor your service year. Maybe you prioritize better compensation or getting experience in a very specific industry or just finding a place with a really supportive environment. You're in the driver's seat.
That sounds like the ideal scenario for someone proactive after a rejection. Now, the million-dollar question. Changing your PPA from one state to another state entirely, is that even possible?
Okay, this one needs a very clear answer.
Yeah.
It's only possible under one specific condition.
Which is?
Your actual state of deployment must have been officially changed through the NYSC relocation process.
So you have to have formally relocated first?
Yes. And that change has to be reflected on your official NYSC dashboard, that online portal everyone uses.
No relocation, no interstate PPA change.
Correct. Without that official NYSC relocation being approved and processed, your PPA options are limited strictly to within the state you were originally assigned to or relocated to.
Okay, that's a very firm boundary then. Good to know. Let's shift gears slightly. Once you're settled in your PPA, what are your actual rights and responsibilities? Are you just like a temporary intern or?
That's a really important point. Your NYSC posting letter officially designates you as a staff member at your PPA.
As actual staff?
Yes, which means you're entitled to the same fundamental rights as any other employee there.
Such as?
Things like fair treatment, a safe working environment, the basics you'd expect.
And what if you don't get fair treatment? What if there's harassment or other issues?
There are official channels. If you're facing harassment or unfair treatment, your first point of contact should be your LGI. Report it to them.
Okay. And for more serious problems?
For more serious issues, you can escalate it further up the chain to the NYSC state coordinator.
So use the official NYSC structure for support.
Absolutely. Acting promptly and going through those official channels is the most effective way to get problems resolved.
That's crucial information. What about time off? Is there any leave entitlement during the service year?
It's quite specific. Officially, you're entitled to 2 weeks of leave right after you finish your initial documentation at the PPA.
2 weeks right at the start.
Yes. The idea is to give you a bit of time to settle into your new surroundings, find accommodation, that sort of thing.
How do you get that leave? Is it automatic?
No, you need to formally apply for it. You write a letter to your LGI.
Okay.
But importantly, you need the prior approval of your supervisor at your PPA before you send it to the LGI.
So your boss at the PPA has to okay it first?
Correct. Now, beyond that initial 2-week period, there's actually no standard blanket official leave entitlement for the rest of the service year.
Really? No vacation days like a regular job?
Not in the same way, no. However, in practice, consideration is usually given for necessary absences.
Like what?
Obvious things like genuine health issues or family emergencies. Most reasonable PPAs and LGIs will accommodate that.
And what about people posted in schools? They get school holidays, right?
Ah, yes, that's a common perk.
Yeah.
If you're posted in a school, you often benefit from the regular school holidays, Christmas, Easter, midterms, as off-work periods.
Kind of like built-in leave then.
In a way, yes. It's a definite advantage for those in the education sector.
Okay, so we've covered getting assigned, dealing with rejection, changing places, knowing your rights. Let's pull it all together. How do you really squeeze the maximum value out of this whole PPA experience?
I think the key is to remember that your PPA is so much more than just, an address on a letter.
It's not just the place you report to.
Exactly. It's this dynamic platform. It's designed for you to serve, yes, but also to learn and honestly to grow immensely as a person.
Every part of it contributes, even the tough stuff.
Especially the tough stuff. Think about it. Receiving the posting, maybe navigating a rejection, figuring out reposting, dealing with workplace dynamics, all of that builds serious character.
Resilience, problem solving.
Adaptability, negotiation. Skills that prepare you for basically anything life throws at you after service. It's like a practical masterclass in navigating the real world.
So for you listening, what's the final takeaway? What should you be doing?
It really comes down to mindset and action. Seize the opportunities that come up, even the unexpected ones.
Be proactive.
Definitely. Show up consistently. Don't just occupy space. Actively look for ways to add real value, no matter how small it seems.
Maintain that professionalism we talked about.
Always. And just
Okay.
give it your best shot. Put in the effort. Because ultimately, your service year is going to be exactly what you make of it.
That phrase really resonates. Your service year will truly be what you make of it.
It's the absolute truth. Your approach, how you handle challenges, how well you understand your rights and advocate for yourself, that doesn't just shape this one year.
It sets a trajectory, doesn't it?
It really does. The skills you hone, turning bureaucratic hurdles into personal wins, learning to negotiate, finding your voice, those are the things that stick with you. That's the real value long after you've handed back the uniform. It's about building the foundation for your future.